As for the economy, as I said, things were very, very meagre. If you were looking at a heartbeat, it is at the moment when it comes to our economy. Now, of course, if you have negative growth for a quarter, it worries people. If you have it for two, it's a recession. We currently have had 3 negative quarters of economic growth per capita, which means the average Australian is in a recession. But because we still export an awful lot of stuff to the rest of the world, we're just staying in positive territory, 0.2%. Hardly massive. Meantime, as I say, in suburban families, in the real world, well, there they were, in all sorts of trouble. 80% of them talking about the extreme pressures they have when it comes to cost of living. 35% of people who, of course, said that in part their tax return helps pay basic bills. And they remain furious that this Treasurer, this Prime Minister took $1,500 out of their tax returns earlier this year. Well, despite the fact that all of that remains the same, again, Jim Chalmers, afternoon agenda this afternoon, oh, everything's apparently amazing, everything's great, just have a listen to him.
But we need to remember that we've got inflation moderating, we've got wages growing, 2 consecutive quarters of real wages growth. We've got unemployment with a 3 in front of it, record participation. We've got a surplus. We've got much smaller deficits, saving tens of billions of dollars in interest. And so this is why our economic plan has been broadly endorsed by the IMF, the OECD, Fitch Ratings, the RBA Governor and others.
Otherwise known as, what was really playing in his head?
Oh my gosh, I love this song!
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when we're part of the team. Everything is awesome. When we're living our dream.
Just keep saying the talking points. Just keep saying the talking points. Hope nobody asks you about when you were loose around Parliament, when you were on the source. What does loose mean, sir? Well, that's right. We dealt with that in a profile piece, didn't we, where we didn't really deal with that. In the meantime, just another little example about how cost of living changes and how it changes in regional Australia, suburban Australia, the Australia that the front end of the plane could give no stuff about. Remember a few years ago when Coles had that $10 deal where you can feed your family for $10. Now, I know people have been doing this on TikTok for a little while, but still, interesting to note today, Channel 9 decided to do a version of this where they checked in the 2017 prices of feed your family under $10. What is it now? For Grand's Cottage Pie, Curtis Stone was able to whip you one up for $10 in 2017. Now it's $23. Fettuccine Bolognese, 2017, $10. Now $18.64. But as I say, why would the Prime Minister give us stuff? He's rattling around the lodge with all of his Labor mates, Toto in train. What does Chalmers care? He's going to be the next Labor Prime Minister in a government that'll go on forever because it's all Peter Dutton's fault. And of course, both of them have just got more money than ever before to pay for the cost of living. Not just because of their jobs, but because, remember, this year MPs got their biggest pay rise in a decade. You got nothing.